येणार आहे.
तुला बस टेस्टला बसत तू.
आपण एक थोड्याच वेळात कार्यक्रम चालू करतोय. आपले स्पीकर्स जे आहेत ते आलेले आहेत, सेटल झालेले आहेत ते. आपण थोड्या वेळात प्रोग्राम चालू करतोय. महाराष्ट्र टाइम्स आणि मराठा मंदिरचे बाबासाहेब गावडे मॅनेजमेंट इन्स्टिट्यूटमध्ये आपण आज प्लॅनेट कॅम्पस आयोजित केला आहे. त्या प्लॅनेट कॅम्पस सेमिनारमध्ये तुम्हा सर्वांचे स्वागत आहे. महाराष्ट्र टाइम्स हे एक वृत्तपत्र आहे. सर्वांना हा प्रश्न पडतो की वृत्तपत्राचे काम हे बातम्या देणं किंवा डेली अपडेट्स आपल्यापर्यंत पुरवणं हे असतं. मग वृत्तपत्राने सेमिनार का आयोजित केलाय? तर महाराष्ट्र टाइम्सची पत्र नव्हे स्मार्ट मित्र अशी टॅगलाईन आहे आणि तोच आपला स्मार्ट मित्र आपल्याला आपल्या करिअरमध्ये वेगवेगळे डिसिजन घेण्यासाठी मदत करतो. तर हा तुमचा स्मार्ट मित्र आज तुम्हाला तुमच्या करिअरमध्ये डिसिजन घेण्यासाठी मदत करणार आहे. मी डॉक्टर विद्याप्रकाश हातगंडी मॅमना विनंती करते की त्यांनी राजीव जोशी सरांचं फेलिसिटेशन करावं. मी विद्या मॅमना पुन्हा विनंती करते की त्यांनी आपल्या कार्यक्रमाचे प्रमुख पाहुणे मोहन टाकसाळे सरांचंही फेलिसिटेशन करावं. आपण आजच्या सर्व प्रमुख पाहुण्यांना महाराष्ट्र टाइम्सच्या मास्ट हेडमध्ये असलेली जी गणेशाची मूर्ती आहे ती गणेशाची मूर्ती देऊन फेलिसिट करत आहोत. मी विद्या मॅमना विनंती करते की त्यांनी राजेंद्र घाग सरांचे फेलिसिटेशन करावे. मी महाराष्ट्र टाइम्सचे ब्रँडचे डेप्युटी मॅनेजर कबीर बॅनर्जी यांना विनंती करते की त्यांनी विद्या मॅमना फेलिसिटेशन करावं. मराठा मंदिरच्या बाबासाहेब गावडे इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ मॅनेजमेंट स्टडीजच्या संचालिका विद्या प्रकाश हातगंडी मॅमना मी विनंती करते की त्यांनी आजच्या कार्यक्रमाची प्रस्तावना सादर करावी.
A very good morning to all enthusiastic youngsters who are present in this room. I'm very happy to see you all, and at the outset I really feel good to interact with youngsters, of course, even with Apan Sadesh with great regards to the august presence on the dais, my bosses, Dr. Shivaji Rao Bhosle, Mr. Vilas Rao Deshmukh, Sunil Chavan Sahib, my colleagues Ajit, Yogesh, my staff, and some of my students also who are present here. Today we require, I'm talking about the importance of MBA program. MBA, even I've done the MBA years back, ages back, okay, from Pumba. The best thing that happened in my life, I have a good industry experience also in the managerial cadre. The best thing that happened in my life with my MBA is I really became smart. I wasn't this smart, okay? What happens in MBA, in the classroom itself, you learn so many skills. One is team spirit. The other is negotiation skills. Third, you increase your contacts. Fourth, you learn leadership. Fifth, you adapt group dynamism. And there are so many soft skills and hard skills that you learn in this very dynamic program. Today, if you look at India is really geared up for entrepreneurial atmosphere. Okay? We are having more than we imagined. Make in India made more than we imagined the number of startups. Now these startups require, there are in fact many startups are run by youngsters like you all, okay? These startups require managers, financial professions, lawyers, advisors, consultants, designers, design thinking, design thinkers in each and every industry, okay? And the industries are really growing. India is at number 4 rank today globally. But we are doing well. At the same time, the geopolitical, geopolitical parameters are a big problem. They are a serious threat. Okay, 2 wars are going on. People are saying it's the beginning of Third World War. I hope, let people only say, let there not be a Third World War. But then today, what's happening because of the world wars? Because of these wars, crude oil is becoming expensive. Gold has become very, gold has touched the price which is unimaginable, okay? Sensex is fluctuating, and most important, we are not understanding the importance of money cycle, credit bank. So now we are going to have so many other, banking products, banks. So bank insurance is relatively a new topic, okay? Great careers in banking and finance. Today, bankers are in demand. Finance market is growing wide, and they require more and more analysts, derivative specialists. Then they need people who understand mutual funds. They require people in sales to sell mutual funds. Insurance sector is doing very well. Mr. Tansali is from insurance sector and banking. But you were also selling. And Mr. Rajiv Joshi is from insurance sector. Now all these sectors require youngsters. And there's dearth of professionals, people joining and sticking to the job. So sometime back when I was talking to the experts on the dais, all were saying youngsters have great future if they learn, if they stick to a job for more than 5 years. 5 years is a great deal, huh, Baba? 5 years. When I started working, for us, it was the marriage. It was like a marriage. In this year, an institution, okay, so 30 years, 40 years was a great time when people really were loyalists to the organization. Today things have changed, okay. I will not take much time. All that I want to say, the scope is there. MBA is one of the courses. Banking and finance is one of the courses which has a very bright future, okay? And world is going fast forward. Even before we blink an eyelid of us, there are changes happening in the world. The world is changing ever very fast. We have to catch up with the speed of the world. We can't remain behind. Every day is a learning day. And knowingly, unknowingly, a classroom, again I say that because I'm a teacher, in the classroom, I have seen in past 23 years, in semester 1, the boy comes with a bit scary eyes, he's a bit depressed, he is not sure of what he's going to learn, he or she, for the 2 years course, okay? And in the 4th semester, the boy and the girl have all confidence. They will forget to say thank you to us. But that's how the world is. I feel so good. We teachers feel very good to see a smart product walking out of the institution. Yeah. So everything is learning in life. Everything, good, bad, ugly, everything is a learning. But in an MBA, you become smart. Okay? I thank you all for listening to me. Thank you very much.
थँक्यू सो मच विद्या मॅम. आणि आता तुम्ही सर्वजण जे ऐकायला आला आहात किंवा जे बोलणार आहेत आणि त्यांचं ऐकायला आला आहात त्यांना आपण सांगूया. मी राजीव जोशी सरांना विनंती करते की त्यांनी मुलांना मार्गदर्शन करावं.
Good morning, everybody. First, tell me how many of you are having the smartphones? Just raise your hand. Okay, thank you. How many of you are having the bank account in the bank? Thank you. It shows that there is a future for the banking. Because now banking is not become, banking has become a sort of paper banking to digital banking. Ansari sir has already witnessed the change of 5 decades. So I am just narrating the same story that now banking has become digital banking and it has become sort of mobile banking. So the importance of banking is very much, and it is, as Madam said rightly, that we should learn today and we should adapt to change according to need of the industry, need of the economy. So I am here to guide and share my experience and to show you the career path in the banking. Hello. Hello. Yes. Banking sector is dynamic because it is directly linked to Indian economy. As you are aware, our Indian economy is very vibrant. If you look at it, our trade finance, international trade finance is increasing. We are getting good foreign direct investment. Then we have got the stable governments. These are some parameters where the international investors, they are look for the stability of the financial system. One good point is that we have not developed a good payment system. If you know that UPI is now it has been accepted by the so this is like a good sign for our banking industry. So that is why I am saying it is a dynamic. One more aspect is that it is always customer centric. Banking always thinks about the customer. As Gandhiji said, customer is the king. Banking always thinks about the different products, convenience of the account holders, the convenience of the citizen, rural or urban. So customer centric has become the vital motto of the banking industry. Therefore, we should select bank as for our career. Then you have got the growth prospects. Once you join the bank, you can become whatever you wish, whatever you want to become. But for that matter, you need to have the skills. Whatever the skills required for that particular position, for that particular division, I will explain to you in the further slides. But banking, we can get opportunity, ample opportunity, and you can learn. Another aspect is service industry. If you look at the GDP of the India, then service sector has become almost 50 to 60% contributor of our GDP. So banking is one of the best, I can say, who is contributing to the service industry. We can find all over India the banking is happening. Not only India, it is rural India also, it covers under financial inclusion. So that growth prospect and service industry, as we are also customer when we go to a hotel, we go for the travel we expect as a service as a customer, but we being banker, we should provide this service to the customer, bank account holders, to borrowers, corporate entities. So that factor is also covered in this service industry. Competitive. Why I am saying competitive? Because after the 1991, the post-liberalization, the Indian banking industry has become liberal. Earlier it was like, since 1969, it was like a nationalization. The entire banks were governed by controlled by the government of India. But now, after this liberalization and globalization, government has realized, Reserve Bank has realized, and they prepared the plan for the further nationalization of the banks. Now there are major 5 banks. They are consolidated banking system. I'm talking about public sector banks. Then competitive. Why competitive is useful for individuals? So individuals also can grow. That is the plus point. When the industry is competitive, then you can also become the ambitious, and you can have your ambitions and you develop accordingly. Fourth aspect is technology oriented. Earlier when I joined the bank, that was like a paper banking, register banking, and within say 35 years, particularly after 2000, it has become now banking on the internet connected and mobile connected. So technology oriented banking is there. Now digital banking is the future, and not only future, it is like a present tense. And when any industry is connected with the technology, it has to be developed fast, rapidly. It can be, yesterday's technology can be redundant today. And then we have to think and plan according to tomorrow's technology. And then banking is why important, because see, customer expectation, we have to think from customer expectation and then match with the identical software from the IT industry, IT products. Then opportunities at all levels. Various levels are there. You can entry level in each division. Then you can have the career plan. You can climb the ladder as you wish. But you need to have the proper qualification and ambition and then skill for that. But opportunities are available, and I can proudly say that one of the best examples is here, Tansare sir. He has become the chairman of the Central Bank and Indian Bank Association. This is the model for our career plan. Then, see, opportunities is again linked with the progress and career development. Why banking is important? Because I have seen that you can have the certification, you can have the diploma. Suppose you are MBA in finance, but still you can learn banking. We have got Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. They are having ample of certification courses and diplomas. So that growth aspect is always there. You cannot remain idle or redundant. You can evolve yourself, you can improve yourself, and you can show the bank management that yes, I am ready, I am competent, I am ready to take up this responsibility. So that is the plus point according to me. Last but not least, job satisfaction. See, if you go to 10 banks, they will offer you 10 different salaries, packages. But ultimately what you are looking, see, I know young generation are looking for the package, 15K, 18K, 2,000. But instead of that, you should think about the job satisfaction. Ultimately, at the end of the day or at the end of the career in one bank, you should analyze yourself and you should see that you are getting satisfaction out of it. If you are frustrated, then there is no point in getting good package or thing, because you should get rewarded monetary as well as you should satisfy yourself. That is why banking, I am sure that, because see, I am telling from my own experience, you can get job satisfaction. In other industries, it is sort of relative, I'm not sure about it, but banking, I can assure you, and that factor is, as a human being, we are not a robot, but as a human being, we should think about the job satisfaction also. We should not think about the package only. Please, next. Yeah, I will just quickly tell you about it. I know you are from Smart College and you are aware about the banking structure in India, and since you are having the bank account also, I quickly run through about the structure in the banking in India. PSU, as if these nationalized banks, then private banks. Private banks also, there are two types of private banks. Earlier also, olden days also, before 1980, there were private banks in India. But these newly developed, newly born private banks are very smart. They are technology driven. I can give you the example of ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank. They are born with the technology. So they can understand and they can deliver the services and product to the customer as per their needs. Third is foreign banks. Foreign banks are part of our culture, part of our banking system since say 100 years. Because I have been the product of this Standard Chartered Bank, which is the British bank, and foreign banks are there and they are contributing, but not like any other banks. PSU banks and cooperative banks are contributing because foreign banks, their objective is rather different compared to our Indian banks. But if you want to grow, there are options are available. That is why I am just telling about this thing. Fourth sector is cooperative banks. Cooperative banks, as on today, they are doing well. They are practically competing with all private banks. There are some banks which are performing as a independent private banks, and no sooner they will become private banks. But they want to continue in the cooperative sector because their work and their purpose and their objective to deliver the result in the cooperative sector. And Maharashtra is one of the state where the cooperative banking, cooperative societies and cooperative agriculture was born, and they are doing well. Of course, there are some problems here and there, but cooperative banks, there are few banks, we heard some run over about the cooperative banks or mismanagement. But as a customer or as a citizen, we should have faith because there are cooperative bank management, they are running, like Saraswat Bank is there, then there are other banks which are doing well and they are running professionally, and they are now looking for the MBA people, engineers and IT persons. Then developmental banks, when India was got freedom, then we have the IDBI Corporation, then Exim Bank and then SID. And these banks, they are doing the main large projects for the development of the country because these cooperative and commercial banks, what they are not doing, these jobs are done by the developmental banks. And there are, of course, regional rural banks to development of the regional areas. Next, please. See, there are various divisions. See, if you look at any bank, then automatically, when customer is there, you have to give service. So operation is inevitable. Then marketing. Any organization cannot survive without marketing. Then next is front office. Front office means you have to give service to the customer, those who are walking into the bank and those who are inquiring about your product. So front office is different, where you have to interact with the people, and then you are like a brand ambassador for your bank, and people are judging the bank or witnessing that what is your services, how you are presenting yourself. So front office is most important. While selecting the people, they are requiring various qualities. I will of course tell you about the qualities required for the various jobs. Back office is again related to operations, operational work, clerical work, there are desk work, where you have to tabulate, you have to analyze, and you have to deliver the according to need of the customer. Then IT division has become the backbone of any bank because without IT we cannot function. Because IT is taking care of the automation of the banking. HR, human resources department is again important because recruitment, promotion policy, transfer policy, everything is being looked after by HR. Now big private banks, they are also outsourcing the HR activities because they don't think HR is like a productive activity, because now all banks are thinking about the productive functioning of the each and every division. But HR is must, because see, we are having the large population. Even our recruitment, even staff matters, as well as the big private banks are concerned, even corporate banks are concerned. So staff, number of staff and their problems we have to address. So HR is important. Audit and inspection. Audit is most important. Internal audit, then you have to face the external audit, RBI audit. So audit is important because banking, we are liable to the customer, we are liable to the country, we are liable to the Reserve Bank. So audit and inspection, we need special type of mindset. We have to be very honest and we have to be loyal and you have to follow the rules and regulations. Next is specialized area. Now last 10 years, these areas have been developed very fast. Treasury. Treasury means dealing with the foreign exchange, that is sale and purchase of the foreign currency. Foreign exchange is one of the important aspect which brings income to Indian treasury. And all banks also looking after the treasury division because they are looking for the export and import transaction. So export, we are gaining foreign currencies, we are gaining foreign currency income. Import, we are losing, but of course import is vital in certain industry. And then treasury, they are also doing the money market and they are also doing the government bonds and debentures business. So treasury is a high-skill job. People, very good people, smart people, and integrity is most important. So bankers are looking very persons who are very honest and integrity is most important, because treasury is most important, because if you do any wrong, that can damage the entire banking industry. And we have seen in earlier also there were scams happened in banking industry in certain areas. One particular area was the treasury. Trade finance, as it is against the international trade, is connected with the treasury. Domestic and international trade should be smooth, functioning should be smooth, and there should not, payments also, buyers and sellers should take place in a properly. Because see, again, trade will improve, trade will flourish when the banking system is strong. Third is corporate banking. As you are aware that banking simplest definition is you have to collect the deposit and then give the loans and corporate loans and advances to the industry. So corporate banking is what it does. It provides loans to the big corporates, entrepreneurs, and they are providing different type of loans, cash credit, and then for their medium-term project, and then they are providing letter of credit, packing credit for the export. So there are various types of, see, you should learn, if you are posted in particular area, then you can develop and you can have extra certification to prove yourself that you are competent to handle this specialty. Then personal banking, last 20 years this personal banking has become vital because individual income has grown up and individual comfort level, living standard, lifestyle has also gone up. So now family thinking of one two-wheeler, now they are talking about they are talking about one two-wheeler. Now they are having two four-wheelers, one two-wheeler. So that has gone up. So personal loan, home loan, vehicle loan, all sort of loans are coming under personal banking. So personal banking is again important. Of course, corporate banking can give the maximum profit or a higher level of profit, but that risk in the corporate banking is most dangerous, risk profile of the corporate banking. But personal level also, there are people, they are borrowing from 10 banks and they are absconding. So that risk is happening personal banking also. So as a banker, you have to be very critical and you have to concentrate and you have to identify the borrowers who are paying regularly or not. Second last is investment banking. Investment is important because investment has become multidimensional and there are various options available, various products are available. So you should be specialized to handle sort of investment management. Wealth management. People are getting wealth, but they do not know how to dispose it of and how to maintain it for short term and long term. And therefore, banker come into the picture. They give you the advice to where you place or park your money in the wealth management. Next. These are the focus areas where if you wish to join any bank, I would suggest these are the hot areas where you can think of yourself. If you have the IQ related to technology, then IT technology area is growing because no bank you will find without IT. Either they have got in-house IT or they have to depend on the IT consultants. Compliance. Compliance is very much important from individual bank's point of view as well as Reserve Bank point of view and country's point of view. If you will not follow the rules and regulations, then you can land into the trouble. So most of the people think that marketing is important. You should forget about compliance. But I will tell you that compliance is also equally important. If you forget it, then you will have the problem. Legal. Whenever bank is giving loan or whenever is bank is accepting the customer, KYC, you have heard about the word this KYC. KYC is most important. People are thinking it is like a beverage and why Reserve Bank is asking again and again and individual banks are asking. But KYC because people are still cheating. There was a news day before yesterday. One person have the fictitious name and they have undertaken the selling of the land. So this Aadhaar card and PAN card, all these things are related. So legal background, if you have got the legal inclination about the laws, then you can think of the legal. Cyber security. It can be linked with the IT technology and cyber security because IT is advantageous. Digital banking is advantageous. But again, the hackers, international hackers are very smart. They are devising the hacking plans and they are tapping individual accounts. So that threat is always there. So cyber security is like a police for the citizens. So it is a cyber security for banking. Complaint and grievances. That is most because the earlier bank used to never give importance to the complaints. But now competition is tough that if you are not satisfying your customer, then they can go to another bank because customer is getting very much opportunities and options are available. So individual banks are now addressing the complaint and complaint you should think as a positive feedback and you can improve your services or your product once you get the complaint. Even Reserve Bank is very much concerned about it that then banking ombudsman, if individual banks are not attending your complaints, you can go to Reserve Bank and then you can get your problems resolved. Digital banking. It is the banking of today and tomorrow. So there is a wide scope. You can very much enter into the digital banking. But again, as I mentioned earlier, you should be competent and you should have the risk attention and you should have the alertness about the digital banking. It is a normal banking, but there is a risk about digitalization that you should be aware. Then customers relationship management, CRM now they are talking about. Customer is most important and if you are not giving proper service, then you will lose the customer. So bank management, they have realized that CRM, it has become a specialized sector where the students can join and those who are very fond of attending people, meeting the people, they can have the interaction with the people and CRM is the good area to join. Next. See, there are various job levels, entry level, when you pass out as a graduation or even after passing your MBA, you can join as an executive. Then you can join as a trainee or direct management trainees also. Joining as a direct management trainee is advantageous where you can grow fast and you can get to know the entire banking business. Then you will get the training of all the divisions. Then you can join particular area, treasury, corporate banking, compliance, but for which you need specialized skills. If you want to make career in legal area in banking, then you should have the LLB or LLM qualification. Then middle management level. Once you are there in the bank for 5 years, 10 years, as madam said, 5 years you should be there in particular organization. So after 5 years or 10 years, you can think of yourself, and if you are having that experience in particular division, then you can be part of the middle management. You can think of switching your job and joining another bank or another organization. Top management, of course, it is the top position, but you should think. You should not think about only middle management position. You should have the highest ambition in your life. Because if you have the high ambition, then only you can grow. And it is the time today which is very conducive for the growth, individual growth. So I would suggest that you should think about the entry level, but you should think about the top management. And banking is the sector where you can grow as much as per your capacity and your willingness. Next. How recruitment is taking place? Common practice, as you are aware, that advertisement. But after the COVID, people are not reading the newspaper as regular. So there are websites. Individual banks are advertising through their websites. Then there are special job-related websites and apps are there. Naukri, LinkedIn, and other Indeed. They are providing the different type of jobs. Then internal recruitment takes place. Internally, bank advertise for the particular post because of the middle management. And if they are looking for specialized posts, then they are going for the internet. Then campus recruitment. I think your institute is lucky. Some people, some good employers are coming to this your institute for the campus recruitment. They want the cream. They want the cream in the MBA. So they are going for directly for the campus recruitment. Campus recruitment is best because you can directly join the industry of your choice of banking or any other industry. Then reference. See, banking is again depend on the trust and the confidence. So reference, people can suggest that you should join this bank, and then you should meet and you should see boss over there in banking. So reference is one of the items where accordingly you can join as per the reference. Somebody can recommend you, that means he believes in your capacity, he believes you as a person. There are various qualifications required for the various divisions. As I said, MBA in marketing, HR, finance, and there are MBA in other sectors also. Minimum qualification, graduation, post-graduation, that is okay. But now banking has grown up so much that we need engineers, lawyers, analysts, banking specialization, compliance, and cyber security. So risk management is another area, cyber security is another area. I am not suggesting any particular course because now that information is available on the Google, you are smart enough to search on Google and find out which type of job you can get as an analyst or as a law background and cyber security. You will find earlier the banks were restricted to typical post and limited post. But there are various types of positions are available in the bank that we can see in the next slide. See, banking, you can have the job directly in the bank. Then banks are having their own subsidiaries and associates. And another aspect is that banks, when the volumes are there, banks do not want to recruit the people. So banks are giving some activities, some business, some customer-related activities to the outsourcing agency. So if you do not get job directly in the banking industry or subsidiary, you can first join in outsourcing. You can have some experience, and then accordingly you can do. There are positions, as I said, This ladder is available in any industry, but this banking, all these positions are important if you are having the good number of experience plus qualification or certification, then you can grow from manager to senior manager, assistant general manager, assistant vice president, associate VP and VP. So these type of options are available. Only thing you need to equip yourself, you need to be smart yourself, then you can claim that I can from manager to senior manager, I am entitled, I am eligible, and you can claim that I am ready, I am having the experience and right qualifications for that post. New areas. Now AI is everywhere. Yes, you must be realizing that AI is entering into various areas. And as in our generation, we thought that when computer arrives, then our job will lose our jobs. But now same fear is there. Then now AI will do everything what human beings are going to do. But I am telling you, human brain is the super brain. So don't worry about the AI, where to manage, how to control and how to utilize AI. So the AI and machine learning is most important. Now banks are offering routine services, robotics are there to answer your queries. Even the customer query calls are now, you must be getting irritated. If you want to listen, answer in Marathi, press 1, then English, press 3. So that way, but this is automation is taking place. So machine learning you should learn. Data analysis. What ChatGPT is doing, they are collecting total data and they are analyzing. So we bankers need the humans to analyze, because see, we are getting thousands of accounts, thousands of persons working in say bank, manufacturing industry, government offices, semi-government, BNC. So we have to analyze their income pattern. When you are talking about the personal loans, you have to analyze person about the 5 lakhs, income about 5 lakhs or within 5 to 10 lakhs. So that analysis is most important. Accordingly, you can offer the product to your client. Risk management. Risk is everywhere, so that is why insurance is there. But as far as business is concerned, you have to identify the risk and prevent the risk. That is the most important. And risk can happen in any area. But now I am seeing danger about the internet and digital banking. So risk management you should learn. Even risk management is there in case of advances. The risk management is also there in foreign exchange. Because if something goes wrong in the say third world war, Iran and Iraq, so you should be ready to take that risk, absorb that risk. So risk factor is everywhere. Digital banking, as I said, it is like a sun-rising industry. Compliance and regulatory control. Reserve Bank and even internal bank management is very concerned, because see, they just don't want to earn the profit. They are also earn the profit with the confidence of the people and confidence of the customer. So compliance and Reserve Bank is very strict about the compliance. So if you have got the mind about the say, legal things and very precise and you are very trustworthy, then you can think of it. Customer relationship management is again a hot area, because customer, you cannot function without the customer service. So customer service can be best when you are having the customer relationship management. Fintech. Fintech is new industry in the sense for last 10 years. Now see, each bank cannot have their individual IT department. But the new companies, fintech companies have gone, they are having the technology. So banks, small banks can purchase the technology from fintech. And now fintech companies are developing the product according to need of the customer. So fintech is like another partner of our economy, particularly for the banking industry. Next. As I said, as a student, we can have the educational background. Another factor, bankers are looking at you as a leader. They don't want follower. They want person to take their decision. decision making and then leadership qualities has to be there, because when you are head of the branch or head of any division, they are expecting that you should solve the problem. You should not bring the problem to the top management. So leadership, you should develop your leadership qualities. If you are student, you can think of whether you are having the quality and how to develop. Your teachers and professor will definitely guide you in this context. Problem solving. See, problems are always there, but again, management point of view, they are looking for the person who can solve the problem. If you are always complaining, sir, this is not happening, this is system is jammed, printer is not working, so any manager or any management will not tolerate the person who is always complaint maker. So you should have the skill of problem solving. Decision making. Decision is very important. If you are traveling by train and if you want to catch AC train, then you have to wait for 10 minutes. And if you don't want AC train, then you can catch any train. So decision is very, in individual life also, small decisions are there. So think of the bank. Think of the bank when you are meeting the 100 customers. So decision making is the capacity you need to develop. Then dealings with people. See, whatever the AI and computers are bringing the robots, but again dealing people. If you meet robots will give say 200 replies only. Whatever the replies are stored with them. But if you meet a person, you can think that person can think about your emotional things, requirement, and then your personal needs also. So dealing with people is most important. If you talk of any industry, particularly talking about the service industry, dealing with human beings is most important. Honesty and integrity. Any business will not run without this factor, but banking is most important because we are dealing with the cash. Why people are keeping money in the bank? Because they are having the trust about the bank. Then commitment. Commitment level is the most important, because if you are committed to your job, your day-to-day work, then only you can succeed in your life. Then result oriented. See, you are having everything, but if you are not bringing any result, then again you are not useful to the organization. Now, as a person, as an individual, as a student, I would suggest you just think about this thing. There are options available. Now you can think about yourself. Don't go to any astrologer or any guide. Just think about your qualities as a person you are having. Front office. If you are very extrovert, then you should think about the dealing with the customer. If you are very silent worker, then you should go for back office and operation. Your qualities, your family members, your friends will tell you you are having this particular qualities or not. But if you go to the right department with your qualities, then you will never get frustrated. Then operations and back office will require the speed, accuracy, because see, our banking system, every bank, every branch, they are having the thousands of accounts. People are believing in bank, although other activities are there, other options are available, but people are still believing that banking is the best option for the investment. Then audit. You should have that mindset for perfection and error finding. Then compliance again, rules and regulations. See, you may not be aware about the 100 legal aspects, but you should have that mindset. You can read the laws, then interpretation and case study. But if you are having that skill, then you can join the compliance. Marketing, of course, marketing you need special skill. Training can happen. Bank can give the training, but there should be some inner talent or inner skill. Then IT, updating an application. IT is ever growing. You can think of IT in any area, finance area, not only banking, but you should have that IQ connected with the IT. Yes. Treasury, I will just quickly. See, this is specialized, as I mentioned earlier, this is export-import related and trading and matching the deals with the sale and purchase of the foreign currency. And they are also dealing with government securities and money market. This is the sort of heart of the banking, any bank. Corporate banking, they are offering various type of loans. You can have a look of it. If you want to join, then you can think about the export finance, import finance, and any other. Then not only giving finance is important, but you have to monitor the finance, monitor your loan. Otherwise, there will be a chance of last option, that is the bad loans. Earlier, banks suffered losses because of NPAs, non-performing assets. But now that trend has gone down, and now banks are performing and banks are controlling their loans. Next. Personal banking, as I mentioned, there are various loans, individual loans, personal loans, car loans, home loans. They are happening through the personal banking, but they are giving the different products also, and they are giving different services, but their customer service and complaint also important. Next. HR is okay because most of the people, particularly MPS, they want to join the finance area, they are joining the cream area. The HR is a vast country, there are the various segments, head office, then regional, zonal, service center and branch office. Reserve Bank is like a banker's bank, and they are controlling cooperative, they are policy makers, and they are bankers to the government. Even joining Reserve Bank is also another this one, because you can have this safe career and stability of life. But of course, joining private banks and foreign banks is a different, but Reserve Bank is where you can have the particular commitment level is high, and then you are working for the development of the banking. Next. Insurance sector. I think we have got Rajendra Ghagil there, so he will cover. Next. Then I will not tell about it, but now this is another industry where you can think about your career, mutual fund industry. Next. There is another area which I want to draw your attention. Besides banking and mutual fund, this is asset management companies are there, where you can think of the specialization. Okay? Where you have to arrange the assets, and you have to the responsibility of the individual securities, and you have to manage their this one, individual investor security. So what are the qualities? I will just recap we can think. Subject matter knowledge is most important. Then you have to think of the regulatory framework. You should have the communication skill, oral as well as written also. Then analytical mind, negotiation when you are talking to your customers, when you are talking to your superiors, your negotiation skill, problem solving, risk management, everything is there. And last but not important, adapt to change. See, banking or anything is changing drastically. Whatever you are talking about yesterday will not be there tomorrow. So you should ready for the change. So that is the best important thing when you want to join the BFSI. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, you can identify yourself whether you are having the introvert, extrovert. You should be curious. Then you should have technological mind, and public speaking is also important, because every time you want to connect with the people, that public speaking will be most important. There are institutions where you can do the certifications, IIBF, Indian Institute of Banking and Finance, mutual fund, because Associate of Mutual Fund India, then National Institute of Securities Management, and of course Reserve Bank, where you can apply, you can think of it, and then you can grow yourself. Next. Yes, I just want to tell you about myself. I have written books in various areas. This is one of the books about the career guidance in Marathi. I used to write column in the newspaper, and this book is very popular. Most of the DMC and municipal corporation, they are purchasing, and this is not only for 10th and 12th. This is not for restricted to a particular age group. You can think of the career at any point, at the age of 40 or at the age of 50. So this is career graph. Next. And I was the first person to write about e-learning or online learning, and this is the first book in Marathi. I can proudly say about that. Particularly after COVID, this e-learning or online learning has become a common word. And this is the book where Tansare sir is there. He has written Banking Beyond Borders, and I translated this book in Marathi because it has to be reached interior Maharashtra, rural Maharashtra, and because his knowledge and his experience, valuable experience should reach, so that book has come out in English, Marathi and Hindi. Next. Now I am writing a book on digital banking, and very soon it will be available. I will definitely will be happy to come and meet you again. So digital banking is my next book. Next. Thanks Maharashtra Times, Planet Campus, MMBG IMS, Maharashtra Times Cultural Club, all parents and students. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to sharing my knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. जोशी, तुम्ही जवळजवळ अख्खा बँकिंगचा सिलेबस बोलला. इतका एक्झॉस्टिव्ह आणि हाऊ बँकिंग इज चेंजिंग. अँड थँक्स अ लॉट. खूप बोलला तुम्ही, म्हणजे एकदम डिटेल्स मध्ये बोलला. धन्यवाद धन्यवाद.
एंडपर्यंत सर्वांना ऐकू येत आहे? ओके ओके. थँक्यू सो मच राजेश सर. कदाचित भरपूर गोष्टी आपल्याला ऐकायला मिळाल्या, नवीन गोष्टी आपल्याला कळाल्या, आणि अर्थात बँकिंग आणि फायनान्समध्ये खूप जास्त करिअर ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज आहे हे लक्षात आलं. मी आता आपले नेक्स्ट जे करिअर कोच आहे राजेंद्र घाग सर, ते आता आपल्याला मार्गदर्शन करतील. राजेंद्र घाग सर HR, IR आणि बिझनेस एक्सलन्स क्षेत्रातील अनुभवी सल्लागार आहेत. त्यांना 35 वर्षाहून अधिक अनुभव असून त्यांनी ब्ल्यू डार्ट, HDFC लाईफ, DCL एक्सप्रेस, कॅडबरी, रिलायन्स इंडस्ट्रीज अशा आघाडीच्या कंपन्यांमध्ये नेतृत्व केले आहे. मी त्यांना विनंती करते त्यांनी आपल्या स्टुडंट्सला मार्गदर्शन करावं.
We still pre-noon, so good morning. Good morning. I don't say energy. I think a lot of young people, of course, young by hearts as well. So, good morning once again. Good morning. Yeah. So, I see a full house. So, congratulations, I think, to the management of this institute. And honestly, kudos to organizers, the Maharashtra Culture Club, Planet Campus, Maratha Mandir. Because this is the right time for this session, I would say, not because, only because I'm here. Just trying to make it a little more interactive, कारण जोशी साहेबांनी जे काही प्रेझेंट केलं, जवळजवळ सर्व नोट्स माझ्याकडे तशाच आहेत. पण आय थिंक माझ्या त्या खालच्या लाईन मधलं करिअर कोच हा जो भाग आहे, आय वुड लाईक टू ऍक्च्युअली टच अपॉन दॅट लिटल बिट मोर प्रॅक्टिकल, करेक्ट. आणि just want to have little, let's say, facts. How many of you, since it was open for all seminar, how many of you are doing graduation still? Okay, about 10. How many of you are seeking admission to or already in MBA or trying to want to get to the MBA finance or whatever field? Okay, before. How many parents and kids together? Very good. Parents and kids together. Only parents? Anyone? Very good. No, it's important because I believe that, while there are a lot of information, correct, as Dr. Gidis said, Mr. Joshi has covered almost everything, and, which will get distilled further as you progress in your education of finance and banking. Because each of these words will have a huge portion, so don't get worried, correct? So first of all, I think, as a career coach, I don't want to get into that jargon. But when you get into the employment, correct, you hear a lot of jargons, yeah. But again, don't get worried. First of all, relax, correct. I think any career for that matter, I think initially you have a lot of butterflies saying that, oh my goodness, so many things, correct. And particularly in the current ecosystem, particularly for parent, I'm also a parent of young kids. My son is one of the, let's say, managers in one of the big banks. I will not name them, but I go through this, in my home as well. So relax, don't worry, correct? We are lucky as country, again, not to boast because we are here, that we are blessed with the demographic dividend. Again, one more jargon. Now, what is that for the my young friends? Demographic dividend, I think business language is English, so I'll continue in English, but I have a habit of changing the language. So, Hindi, Marathi, okay? Yes. Okay? Yes. I want a little bit of energy from the other side, that's why I'm interacting. Demographic dividend for the country. म्हणजे काय? की माझ्या देशामध्ये, आपल्या देशामध्ये तरुण खूप आहेत. आणि त्याला डेमोग्राफिक डिव्हिडंड किंवा ॲडव्हान्टेज असं म्हणतात. आणि ते असल्यामुळे जगाच्या पटलावर आय मीन इन द वर्ल्ड टुडे इंडिया इज यंग. चायना वॉज यंग a few years back, but India is comparatively, I'm saying, in the relative terms, India is youngest. Correct? There are some more countries, but India, being large populated country, the largest now, we are young, and there are demographic dividend, and we are growing at, one of the highest GDP growth. Correct? GDP, gross domestic product. म्हणजे आपली improvement किती होते? We were in the range of 6 to 7 for last many years, correct? And which is huge. If you hear the numbers from other countries like the Western countries, 1 to 4. US is now growing at about 3.54. Are you able to hear me? Yes. If I see some chulbul here, so I can make it out. But you are able to hear me clearly? Yes. Okay. So, basis this growth, correct, there will be huge opportunity. And as a career option, because with all these, we're talking about banking, finance, and management, correct? All the three terms I will talk about, correct? So, with this huge growth, irrespective of course, there are a lot of issues as well, correct? You must be wondering, the Middle East happened, COVID happened a few years back, correct? But we are still surging ahead. And this demographic dividend, in fact, sometimes, some of us with the gray hairs, the young hearts, we envy you, correct? Because you will have a huge opportunity. Don't get worried about the statements we are making. That is why if you work for 5-6 years, it's good, correct? Don't get worried about that. That's the reality, but it's very interesting as well. So I always believe that, we should look at it as a very interesting opportunity, not get worried. Yeah, that is one. Second, are we here? Are we all here? Yes. No, I can see that. But are we all here really? Yes. You know what I mean? Are we really focusing or concentrating on what's happening in this room? Or are we wandering? Yeah, now I can see the smiles on the faces, correct? Yeah. While you are here, you have to be here. This is one of the requirements of the ecosystem today. Now I am using this word ecosystem in many forums, correct? आजची ही रूम मधली जी परिस्थिती आहे त्याला इकोसिस्टम म्हणतात. रूमच्या बाहेरची संपूर्ण परिस्थिती आहे. एक या बिल्डिंगचं एक गेट रस्त्याच्या कामामुळे बंद आहे, एक गेट चालू आहे, त्यासमोर पंप आहे. दॅट इज टुडे इकोसिस्टम, करेक्ट? आणि त्या इकोसिस्टमला तुम्ही संपूर्ण त्याचं ते पदाक्रांत करून यू हॅव टू सर्ज अहेड इज व्हॉट द requirement for the result, correct? To come here on time. I'm just giving a simple example. Organization मध्ये सुद्धा, in fact in the organizations also, you require this kind of thinking. That is why I'm asking. Are we all here? आवाज येत नाही आहे? Yes. Thank you. So be here. So this is the second requirement, correct? One is the demographic dividend. We are really envious of you. You have life ahead. With the surging, what you call GDP of India, and huge opportunity in this sector. Of course, other sectors are also booming. I must tell you that. India is dreaming of, let's say, being the developed country by what year? 100 years to the independence. Kutta varsa? 2047. Correct? You must have read. Correct? Now, how it will happen? It will happen by creating infrastructure, correct? You must have heard, America is not America because America is America. Very good dialogue, right? America is America because of the roads of America. Do you think about it? The infrastructure of America, and particularly the roads. So what our government is doing for last number of years and few years further, you will see. The stretches of highways are coming in, and of course some of you travel to the northern parts of India. Beautiful roads have come in. Yeah, of course the western parts are also happening a little slowly because of whatever vastness that we have. But that is the key, correct? And why I'm saying all of this in this session, correct? Because these are the developmental aspects will bring in the importance of banking, finance, and management. Do you agree? Because all of these will need funding, right? International funding, domestic funding, and all of these are coordinated by whom? These institutes. Now this is the huge opportunity. So again, be here, be happy that you are in the right forum. Yeah. See how many, what opportunities, kitne hain? So I'll give you an example because I worked in finance industry about 8 years back for 10 years. So I worked for 45 years, retired last year after experience. Now I'm consulting to companies. But I worked in almost every industry. Name anyone. Tire, chocolate, petrochemical, gas, banking, logistics, all of this, correct? So for everything, banking and finance is the important. So what is the size I'm talking about as an opportunity, not a problem? A good banking company, top 3, top 4 I'm just talking about, I'm not taking the names. You know how many employees are there? So when I worked in insurance company in 2009 and 2019, that period, we had 20,000 employees going up to 40,000 when I moved out of that. Bank of the similar group had 85,000 employees then, now had 110,000. And of course, like that, there are 4-5 banks, correct? So you can see this many employees. I'm not saying this many opportunities, correct? They are there for some years. Yeah, they will retire as well, some of them, because the generations are there, right? But just to give you again the churn out of those companies as well. It's not a bad thing, by the way. Churn because people are progressing, right? People are also having opportunity to grow. So churn out of those companies, some people go out as well. After, let's say learning and growing, they go to different companies, different banks, So you can take humbly about 20, 30, 40, 50, because when I was there, it was 80% as well. Which means in a 20,000, let's say employee company, at the end of the year, I used to recruit about 25,000 those days. Now it has come down, it's improved. So 10,000. So tens of thousands people are getting recruited in the banking almost every year. So that's an opportunity, right? Only you should ask your questions. Let's say, when you are getting into this sector or this area as your career, then are you the one, who want to be out of this 10,000, 5,000, 6,000 as the case may be, depending on what's your attitude to service set, correct? You are hearing me? Getting? Understanding? Okay. So these are the opportunities. Yeah. And how do you get there? I think there are a number of things what Mr. Joshi has presented, and these are all new things, by the way. There's nothing different, correct? But I think what is really important for you to know, don't get worried about let's say pressure that you hear, correct? It is all going to be part of our life. So two things when I said, be here, be there, correct, wherever you are there, in terms of very clean mindfulness. As a career coach, I can tell you, the most important thing for every kid, whether it is my son, daughter, or you are here, it is at any point in time, when you are at a particular place doing something, you be very focused there, which is called mindfulness, correct? Don't wander. Get this right, because that will make or break your entry and your growth. I can write it down 10 times because I've experienced it myself. I experienced it for a number of talents, correct? Now these are simple. These are there in the books in a different form of management. But if you are mindful at that point in time of what you are doing, you are able to focus and learn better. Otherwise, every human being is like a gold mine mentality, correct? All of us have huge potential. पोटेंशियल आपको समझता है? आपके अंदर बहुत कुछ है. ह्यूमन बीइंग के अलावा किसी को अभी तक एलियंस मालूम नहीं है हमको. लेकिन ह्यूमन बीइंग इज अ ह्यूज पोटेंशियल. एवरी ह्यूमन बीइंग, irrespective of who you are, where you come from, correct? So what is the gold mine mentality? गोल्ड आपको समझते हैं? मैडम ने बोला गोल्ड का भाव कभी लाख रुपए पे गया, 96,000, that is, yeah. So गोल्ड माइन में 1 ounce गोल्ड निकालने के लिए how much dirt has to be thrown out? Tons of kgs of dirt, and only you can get this. Yeah, we are all like that. We actually keep giving excuses of I'm not that blessed like that other person, correct? My purse is a little empty than that other girl. Yeah, I'm not staying in a big high rise than that other boy, right? So why I'm saying all of this? So gold mine mentality for human being is that we all have potential, but हम जो वो dirt जो है ना वो फेंकते नहीं है बाहर. We all get let's say self-inflicted what you call differences or complications, right? It is all self-inflicting. Now this is a little philosophy, by the way, but I must tell you. In the I Am Dharma lecture, it is all this which I think our mythology, our purkhas have said this to us. Our saints are saying this today as well, correct? Our Bible, Quran, Gita, all has this. And this is being taught in a different models and the concept in the institutes, right? So what is it? So self-inflicting dirt is not being thrown out, and you don't really bring out your potential. Smartphones, आपने बोला कितने लोगों के पास 100% हाथ ऊपर हो गया. स्मार्टफोन में दोनों चीजें हैं, है कि नहीं? Smartphone can give you huge knowledge and it can give you huge pressure. I'm not getting into why and how, correct? It. But I think be mindful of what we want to do. Now again, this is a philosophy, but this is so very important in the management that unless you really know this and adopt it and practice it, parents, I'm just telling you this because you don't have to, because the problem is that I am the career coach, but I can't coach my kids. I'm emotional, right? That's why the doctors don't operate on their own relatives. There is a philosophy, Dr. Sir. In the MBBS book, it is written on the first page that doctors are not allowed, the surgeons are not allowed to do the surgery on their relatives. This is a rule. Why? Because when they do it for their relatives, they get emotional about it, right? That's why parent and kids together, very, very important to hear this. So get to these forums, correct? There are a number of opportunities available outside for banking, finance and management, where you can actually, of course, one is this institute, which is now coming up with a 2 years full-time course, and then you have a number of other certificate courses, correct? Each of those words what Joshi sir has said, correct, on these, there are a number of career opportunities. But yes, there is a pyramid. What is a pyramid? So, in banking and finance particularly, in every organization there is a pyramid, right? So what are the two bottom layers where you get into an entry career? So for banking and insurance, we can say frontline sales. Right, sir? That is the number of positions available there. Thousands of them. In some of them, let's say lakhs of, correct? And usme se, every year, I can tell you humbly, 25% people go out. Either they go up, they go laterally out. तो अगर 4 लाख पोजीशंस है फ्रंट लाइन के टॉप 4 बैंक्स में और फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट्स में, तो उस पर 20% भी आप पकड़ोगे, बट आई नो दैट इट्स मोर देन दैट, बट लेट्स से हमले 20%, तो 4 लाख का कितना हो गया? 20%, 80,000, राइट? 4 लाख का 10%, 40,000, दुगना 80,000, तो 80,000 पोजीशंस ओपन होते हैं एवरी ईयर एट द बॉटम ऑफ द पिरामिड. नाउ इट इज not bad. If you do not have an experience, it is good to get your hands dirty in that job. I must tell you that. People shirk away. हम MBA में जाके जब कैंपस में इंटरव्यू लेते हैं, तब हम बोलते हैं कि बॉस बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट जॉब करोगे क्या? बोलते नहीं नहीं नहीं, मुझे थोड़ा स्ट्रैटेजी का जॉब चाहिए. अरे बॉस, आप बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट मतलब क्या है? वो कस्टमर को, आई थिंक वी आवरसेल्व्स हैव टू बी ब्लेम फॉर दैट, करेक्ट? हम बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट का टारगेट होता है वहां पे, वो मैनेजर प्रेशर करता है, ऑल ऑफ दिस, एंड यू गेट दिस इनफॉर्मली पुट इनटू योर ब्रेन. इट्स नॉट सो. इफ यू आर देयर, एज आई सेड, आर यू हियर, इफ यू आर माइंडफुल ऑफ व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, एंड इफ यू वांट टू लर्निंग एटीट्यूड, you will make best out of that role. I'll tell you, my son is asking, now he has 3 years experience in the bank, after his engineering, MBA, and now of course he's happy in a corporate office. So one fine day he also was thinking, naturally, for 5 years of theory, very happy to be here. So he was asking me, Dad, what do you think now? I'm very happy. I said, yeah, your friends are envious of you, because they are struggling in branches, doing selling, and you got your job at the corporate office at the first day, because he was data scientist and data analyst and all that, coder, because he worked in Accenture. I'm telling you background, correct? But then I knew that he was asking for certain reasons, correct? Because उसको 3 साल हो गया. Now he is thinking when he's alone, correct? Maybe I'm lucky that he's thinking about his career. Hopefully other things he's thinking separately. That what do you think? I said, देखो भाई, if you are really master in what you are doing, master, because these roles, correct? Now, what Joshi sir has showed you the pyramid, these are specialist roles, right? These are not in thousands and hundreds. He is lucky that he got there because his past background of IT and data coding and data science and all that. Everybody will not get that. But now his worry is that will that alone get me a better banking personnel? My answer was little doubtful. He said, what are you trying to tell me? I said, no, if you have an opportunity and if you are confident, get lateral movement to some of the bigger jobs, the branch jobs, correct? Otherwise, you won't get experience. And then you get used to it, correct? That you are actually in a corporate office, you want to do that specialist role, but let's say, if bank comes up with the policy saying, no, I think you should now go to the sales office and do the sales job, you will shirk away, right? So what is best then? You I think get your hands dirty in the exhibition job to start with. There are thousands of them available. Be there mindfully and learn and come up. You will be the best personnel. Am I right, sir? You will be the seasoned personnel. I mean, nobody will question your employability. Mind me. What is employability? I think, I don't know, time constraint. How much? 5 minutes I can take more?
Yes.
Yeah. So, there is this famous writer like what is gurus are here. In Bombay, there was a personality called Vishwant Singh. And he was also known in the Bollywood, let's say, colors as the Jabbi ke Jadugar. वो Jabbi देते थे, मुन्ना भाई वाली. Vishwant Singh, he is no more now. His book called 3-Dot Theory. Now 3-Dot Theory में क्या होता है वो? In fact, what he was saying, in anybody's life, now again a philosophy, I'm sure there are seniors here, but I do believe in that. If you are saying that you are happy without those 3 dots, family, society and money, correct? Then you are lying. if any of these dots are not there in our life, in a different kind of severity, and then you are saying I'm happy, you are actually trying to put a facade, right? And what are those family? And COVID has taught this to us, correct? COVID has proved that if you have a best family, beautiful family, if you have good money in your bank account, good money, I'll tell you what good money is. But if you don't have the societal connect, you're not going to be happy. And COVID has proved that enough, that we had family in front of us. Some of us had good money in the bank, but I was stressful every day, right? Because my brain was not allowed to interact with outsiders. You experience that, sir? Many people have gone out of that, think that I am absolutely mad, just sitting at home looking. Family is good, money is there, there is no dearth of food and bread. But I was still stressed, right? In those 2 years. Let's say that's about the societal connect. So if somebody says that I have money in the bank, good family, but no society, I'm lonely. By the way, that's another one. Be mindful. Loneliness kills. Now all of this, why am I saying in this session? My dear friend, if you do not have understanding of this thing, my parents, they are my parents, then your son or daughter in career, they are actually having a stress. And they get lonely in their bedrooms because you provided them the bedrooms, which is not going to help in their career. So all these things are connected. So career coach, when I go, so why am I talking about visual thing story? The third thing is finance. Third dot. What is the finance? It's not about you having 1,000 crores like the industry, that's correct? So what the finance theory, which one thing says, that if you want to be happy, do you have employability or capacity to manage your current lifestyle as a family, as a person, current lifestyle, आज की दिन जो आप जी रहे हो, family, as a कर्ता of the family, earning members, would you be able to live that for 1 year if your main source of income stops? If the answer is no, then you are not financially stable. So why did I say this? Employability subject that I brought in. If you are working from, let's say, business development to up, correct? You are fungible. आपको कहीं भी काम मिल सकता है. आपकी employability बरकरार रहेगी. I sometimes get into Hindi as well because I go across the country. And then you won't have confidence of not having the thought of finance in your triangle, right? So mind well, because you are starting your careers, don't shirk away from the so-called not so good job. I'm not saying bad, correct? They are fantastic jobs. So business development careers are good. And what is it? It is actually convincing someone to buy a product of your bank or the institute, correct? But if you have that, knack and skill, as you rightly said, the aptitude, correct? You can sell fridges to the Eskimos, right? Fridges to the Eskimos? जहाँ बर्फ पड़ता है वहाँ पे फ्रिज बेच सकते हो आप. ऐसी आपकी स्किल होनी चाहिए. Get there. You can. You have that gold mining potential, right? So I think all of these are very, very important when you get into any sector, by the way. So that is the, I think the career coach, I would actually keep on saying this for, I have a number of models for that. But I think the simple meaning of that, it is up to you what you think. So this is one more thing many people ask me in many forums. Raj, what do you think the one competency which is there for all 40 years that you work? You know what I said? I said, I always kept in my organization one competency, which is critical thinking for the time you are in and for the level you are in. You get that? Critical thinking. दिमाग का और दिल का जो जोड़ है इधर से चालू होता है पहले. इस टाइम पे मुझे क्या सोचना है जो मैं इस जॉब में हूँ, तो उसमें मैं बोलता सर एग्जाम्पल क्या है इसका. मैं बोला मैं प्रेसिडेंट का भी एग्जाम्पल दे सकता हूँ इंडिया का, और जो हमारे सिग्नल पे हमारे कांच ठोकते हैं ना अनफॉर्चुनेट पीपल, उनका भी दे सकता हूँ. उनकी भी क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग होती है. आपने सोचा है कैसे? इफ यू ऑब्जर्व देम, करेक्ट, critical thinking for that job. If you observe them, they knock my car, I'm reading a newspaper, they look at my facial expressions. थोड़ी सी ऐसी चुलबुल हो गई तो they wait for another 3 seconds. Say that अभी इनका थोड़ा सा emotion हिलेगा, and then they open the purse and give me the money. But if I'm stubborn, they also observe the face by their experience and by their critical thinking at that point in time. Right? What do? 3 minutes, 3 seconds, minutes, seconds. 3 seconds हो गए, तो बोलते हैं ये तो अभी देगा नहीं. Immediately they go back to the car behind, because they know that this person is not going to move as per their critical thinking, but they will otherwise miss the cars behind in that 30 seconds of current ecosystem. Don't go into the past. What somebody said, no, just have to refer kiya. There is a famous book, read that. What brought you here will not take you there. Correct? मैं अगर बोलूं कि मेरा 45 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है और मैं ये सीखूं नहीं, तो मेरे बैंक में से पैसे निकल जाएंगे. I have to learn this, correct? I don't live without this for my payments, lakhs of rupees. So what brought you here will not take you there, which means, before I close, that you have to always learn, keep learning. Yeah. So 3-4 fundamentals to sum up is, by the way, banking, financial, you know, because we talked about the bank, correct? We talked about the insurance company. But then overall umbrella, I think, you know, our guru will tell you, is BFSI. Banking, financial services and insurance. Under that umbrella, the banks come in, NBFCs come in. Again, these are all jargons, I didn't want to actually bore you with that. Non-banking financial services. Correct? Very good. What is the difference between the bank and non-bank? Bank accept deposit which can be withdrawn quickly. NBFCs do not accept deposit which can be withdrawn quickly, but they offer credit to unserved areas. क्योंकि हमारी बैंकिंग तो काफी फैली हुई है, फिर भी हमारा देश इतना बड़ा है, इतने लोग हमारे बीपीएल थे पहले, उनकी तरफ हमारी जो फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज है पहुंच नहीं पाती थी. So there are microfinance, a number of things, correct? So that's called NBFCs. And then there are insurance companies. Earlier only 1 or 2 were there, correct? In fact, there were 18s were there, then came down to 2, and then it became now 23 or 24, correct? And still one of the topmost is LIC. Yeah, huge money. But and how much people are yet to be covered by the way? Do you know what is the opportunity? इंडिया जैसे कंट्री में आज की तारीख में closer to 5%, am I right, are only covered by insurance. 5% of insurable population, which means 95% insurable population. Insurable means that person who can be insured, who can actually pay premium, right, is yet to be covered. मतलब इतना बिजनेस अभी बाकी है और उतनी करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज है. I am trying to come back to that this sector offers huge opportunity. लेकिन मैं रिपीट करना चाहूंगा, आप लोगों को आपका माइंड और दिल का खिला जो है ना बॉस, वही रखना पड़ेगा, बराबर है? और वो करेंगे क्योंकि हम हमारे घर से बोल रहे हैं. I see my kids as well, right? Education will give you entry, which is very important, by the way. Education, because you know, unfortunately in our country or world around, but particularly in our country, because of our populous nation, elimination is the process. You can't avoid that, right? Elimination, 5%, 10%, 15% of the top. But it is not the only thing. Even the bottom of the percentages can be good careerists if he or she has this what I said. I can write it down. Yeah. So be there. Take advantage of this growing country. Take advantage of this huge thousands and lakhs of opportunities. But ask yourself question every day in the mirror, maybe along with your parents, without your parents, think that, am I there with all of this? If not, seek help. Don't be there only alone, correct? Seek help. There is a lot of help available. People don't do that, but next time when I come, we will talk about what else we can seek, correct? But I think this is what I think you as a careerist can do. Parents, I think, you know, you are blessed that your kids are there with you. And we do a lot of sessions in my other organizations, you know, as well. You know, what, after school, what next with parents separately, with kids separately, and then we get them together and you get a revealing information. Yeah. So with this, I think let me stop. Thank you very much. All the very best. You are all there too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. ज्ञानेंद्र सर. मी विद्या मॅमला विनंती करते की त्यांना तुमच्याशी बोलायचं आहे.
नाही, मला त्यांना थँक्यू म्हणायचं की इतकं सुंदर मोटिवेशनल स्पीच दिलं त्यांनी आणि ते जे काही बोलले शब्दान शब्द खरं शब्दान शब्द खरं सो व्हेरी मच.
आणि आता आपण जे आजच्या आपल्या कार्यक्रमाचे प्रमुख पाहुणे आहेत मोहन टाकसाळे सर, त्यांना मी विनंती करते की त्यांनी आपल्याला मार्गदर्शन करावं. मोहन टाकसाळे सर हे भारतीय बँकिंग क्षेत्रातील एक मोठे व्यक्तिमत्व आहे. ते इंडियन बँक असोसिएशनचे माजी सीईओ आणि सेंट्रल बँक ऑफ इंडियाचे माजी अध्यक्ष व व्यवस्थापकीय संचालक होते. सध्या ते रुबिक्स डाटा सायन्स, एक्सपिरियन्स कॅपिटल वन आणि मॅक्स्ट्रॉ या आघाडीच्या वित्तीय संस्थांचे सल्लागार आहेत. ते इंटरनॅशनल बँकिंग फेडरेशन बोर्डचे सदस्य असून IBPS, IIPF च्या गव्हर्निंग कौन्सिलवरही कार्यरत आहे. याशिवाय MSMT, निवृत्तीवेतन योजना आणि सहकारी बँकिंग या संदर्भातील RBI आणि वित्तीय मंत्रालयाच्या विविध समित्यांमध्येही ते सहभागी आहेत. त्यांनी LIC, इंडो झांबिया बँक, PNB व CBIच्या उपकंपन्यांमध्येही संचालक म्हणून भूमिका बजावली आहे. त्यांच्या नेतृत्वामुळे भारतीय बँकिंग क्षेत्राला नवीन दिशा मिळाली आहे आणि अशा व्यक्तिमत्वाला आपल्याला ऐकायला मिळतंय, हे आपलं लक आहे. सर प्लीज.
थँक्यू सो मच. फक्त करेक्शन थोडं करतो की मी हे सगळे होतो LIC वगैरे या सगळ्या ह्याच्यामध्ये मला रिटायर होऊन बँकेतून 12 वर्ष झाली. आय एम ऑडिबल? गुड मॉर्निंग. थोडा अजून रॉंग. गुड मॉर्निंग. या दॅट्स हाऊ इट शुड बी. सो thank you very much, Bhosle, for this opportunity. Respected Deshmukh Sahib, Raj Sahib, Joshi Sahib, Madam Atangadi, and all my dear students, the parents who are accompanied here. It's a great opportunity to interact with the students. खरोखर मुलांबरोबर बोलायला खूप आनंद होतो. For the simple reason that they are the future of the country. अँड आम्हाला जेव्हा सुरक्षित फ्युचर असायला हवं तेव्हा आम्हाला बघायला हवं की आम्ही कसं वी गिव इट बॅक टू द यंग जनरेशन सो दॅट दे विल टेक केअर ऑफ द कंट्री गोइंग फॉरवर्ड. आय थिंक माय अर्लियर स्पीकर्स जोशी साहेब, गाग साहेब, मॅडम, they have very comprehensively covered almost everything what I would have liked to say. And thus what I intend that I will through my presentation cover some macro areas where I feel you have got to understand, because the micro has been already given by Joshi ji, the various motivational things have been said by Raj sir. So I will try to cover those things through my small presentation. But before that, let me say two things are very, very important for all of you to bear in mind. One is the future belongs to those who dream. Future belongs to those who dream and thus dream big. But to achieve the big dream, you have to be absolutely sincere to your commitments. फक्त मला हे व्हायचं आहे कसंही करून, that does not take you there. How will I achieve it? What are the commitments that are required? I think, as he rightly said, the critical thinking. Right? These are the things which are very, very important. And thus, whenever I address the students, I request them one thing. Do your own SWOT analysis. You all know what is SWOT analysis?
Yes.
थोडं मला ऐकायची सवय आहे. I want to answer. Do you all know SWOT analysis? So I will request, and I will request madam also, let the students do their exercise what are their strengths, and how those strengths can be further strengthened by constant skilling, reskilling, upskilling. Because you're all at entry level. पूर्वी 11वी पास झालं की पुष्कळ झालं, ग्रॅज्युएशन झालं की पुष्कळ झालं. Now MBA has become an entry point. Unlike earlier days, it's not an absolute. Now that जोशी साहेब म्हणत होते की everybody looks for 100K, 200K, तिकडे लक्ष नका देऊ. Make your concentration that what are my strengths on which I must look for furthering my career. Then all of you should know your weaknesses and how will you overcome those weaknesses. That's very important. Opportunities have been discussed in detail, but don't get into the total world of the opportunities. Zero down on 3-4 areas where you feel that no, I must make my career here. And of course, threats in any case, you have got to understand what are those threats. Not the geopolitical, with your own self. तुमचं कुठे मन भटकतं? Why you are not able to concentrate? I mean, what are those things which you feel are the threats for you to convert your strength into an opportunity? I think this is how, if you can make a little effort, you will be able to overcome all those things and make the best of the opportunities. Here I would like to bring to your notice a wonderful analysis. All of you have to relate yourself to Viksit Bharat by 2047. We are here in 2025. Viksit Bharat by 2047. There is a wonderful analysis by the BCG. I am sure all of you know the consulting company BCG. They have given this analysis, Banking for Viksit Bharat. Because today we are talking about the banking, finance and management. So it's a very good analysis. I'll say, madam, if I could provide you the soft copy of this analysis. It's very, very important document which will give you that how exactly the banking institutions have to grow going forward and what will make the Viksit Bharat, where we are looking for the third largest economy. Both of them referred about the GDP. But I will bring down to the level of financial literacy through this my small presentation. And thus, in my opening remark, let me tell you, I must thank Mr. Sunil Chauhan, who is my colleague, former General Manager, Central Bank of India, and he is also with me in my endeavors of the banking beyond borders, which I will discuss in the end. And he has really helped bringing out this presentation. Don't wait for opportunity to knock. Keep the door open so you can respond immediately. I think this is the most important point.
Yes.
If you are only looking at the opportunity milegi, तेव्हा मी बघेन नाही. You have to keep your doors open. And I think rightly said by Rajendra, whatever comes through, grab it and develop on it. I think that's how you'll have to look at it. मला 10 मिनिटं आहेत ना, मी 10-15 मिनिटं फक्त घेतो. Yeah, next slide. So, importance of banking and finance. Now, all the economists globally have admitted and they say that banking is the mother of economy. When you read the economy, when you are a student of the finance, you have to understand that there is a multiplier effect, and the multiplier effect can be brought only by the banking industry. The credit multiplier. एकाकडनं डिपॉझिट घ्यायचे, दुसऱ्याला क्रेडिट द्यायचे. Once the credit is given to one agency, he has got a supply chain, he has got to buy, he has got to sell. So there is a multiplier effect of one single credit, and through that multiplier effect, the banking really helps you spread. It's not only the banking, the NBFCs, the MFIs, the insurance companies, the mutual fund, wealth management, everything has got a multiplier effect. And you have to understand it, that if you are really growing and you want the Viksit Bharat, all the sectors of the BFSI have got to grow. Whether 140 crore Indians are really into it. I think that is how you'll have to look at it, that how exactly we can achieve the Viksit Bharat. When you talk of the banking and the credit, let me tell you the credit is measured in terms of credit to GDP ratio. The credit to GDP ratio of the advanced or developed countries is more than 100%. And credit to GDP ratio of India is around 60%. It means you have a huge opportunity. I think everybody has spoken about the opportunities, the huge opportunities that the credit should grow, and it is maybe retail, maybe corporate, maybe individual. And there the idea of the financial inclusion is the most important part. When we talk of financial inclusion, we are a country of 142 crore population, spread out into 7 lakh plus villages, out of which 6 lakh villages have a population of less than 50,000. काम करायला तयार आहात तुम्ही लोक गावात जाऊन? Are you all ready to go to the Bharat? Why it is Viksit Bharat? It is not Viksit India. You are all in Viksit India in the metro Mumbai, but the real Bharat is in those 6 lakh villages which I am referring to. And thus, unless you are all ready to go to the Viksit Bharat or go to the Bharat, the Vikas will not happen. आणि म्हणून फायनान्शियल इन्क्लुजन वर जे जोर आहे, I was very fortunate in 2014 when the new government took over. Although the financial inclusion initiatives started in the banking industry way back in 2007, and I've been a part of it all through. But in 2014, as the chief executive of Indian Banks Association, I had an opportunity to drive complete Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. The whole idea of Jan Dhan Yojana was that 80 crore families of this country should have a banking account. Our population is 142 crore, which comes from almost 80 crore plus families. And all 80 crore families have to have the banking account, which was a part of a JAM Trinity. It is called JAM Trinity. J stands for Jan Dhan Yojana. And banking industry ensured that all these people have been brought to the banking fold. For which, what is the most important instrument? Joshi referred about the KYC. That is, the customer should know. And thus Aadhaar. Today, all of us, you should be proud of our country that all of you have got the identity of Aadhaar. And thus, through this identity, and third is the mobility. Thanks to smartphones, Joshi ji also, you are somebody asked, how many have got smartphones? Har ek ne aap upar kiya. But how many of you are really ensuring that whatever opportunities are there of the mobility, you are availing? You are doing entire banking through the mobile. You are doing all activities through the mobile, and not only looking at the YouTube, but also learning through the mobile. There are so many learnings available. You go on LinkedIn. I think, how many of you are on LinkedIn? Good. So, but use these videos for learning and not for FaceTime kind of a thing, which I also use LinkedIn, but I don't use Facebook. So that is a JAM Trinity. Joshi ji has referred about the UPI, Unified Payment Interface. Now, based on the same theory, Reserve Bank has come out with the guidelines on ULI, Unified Lending Interface. Because we want to reach credit to all 80 crore families. आजही आपल्याकडे भारतात भीक मागणं आहे. गावातल्या घरांमध्ये खरोखर what is the per capita income of the MSMEs as well as the entrepreneurs? I think the importance of banking and finance, that it brings the financial stability and the regulations are there which takes care of it. I am sure the digital transformation and innovation in our today, the digital transformation globally is being driven by Indians. Are you aware? In California, the top 100 CEOs are of the big digital companies are all Indians. Do you all know that?
Yes.
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 So this is what to be understood as an opportunity. I think before I close, I would like to drive you a little emotionally because you're all youngsters, so you should remain resolute to succeed. मी जिंकणार जोपर्यंत तुमच्या मनाची जिद्द नाही आहे तोपर्यंत तुम्ही जिंकू शकणार नाही. So you have got to be resolute about your success. Believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself that I can do it. And if you can believe in yourself, I think you can bring out. But for that, Rajendra has said about the aptitude. There is a wonderful video on talent versus aptitude. You might have a good talent, but if you don't have a right aptitude, you cannot win over. And in this particular video is comparison between Kamble and Sachin Tendulkar. I think talent-wise Kamble was much superior, but he didn't have a right aptitude. He had no commitments, and thus what Sachin Tendulkar achieved, Kamble could not. So your aptitude makes all the difference. You might have talent, you might have MBA degree. I don't think that's the only thing will take you anywhere. That's not the only thing that you can command everything what you are doing. And thus have a right aptitude. Stay curious. I think both of them have said so. Be adaptable. Very important. He used the word fungible. That's most important terminology. You have got to be fungible. You have got to be ready. ठीक है, ये ना मैं करें, ये ना मैं करें, changes करें. But whatever you want to do, you have to bring a positive impact in the organization where you are working. And here I would like to say, which I said while we were in the conference, so the present generation unfortunately maintains transactional relationship. मला मिळालं तर मी करेन. There is no emotional relationship. If you are with the X organization, if you are with the Bhosle Institute of Management, be proud of it. मी IIM बँगलोर मध्ये असतो तर अजून जास्त झालं. अरे तू इथे करून दाखव ना, हरकत काय? So be proud of the organization wherever you are and have the emotional relationship with your own self, your own society, your own organizations, your own gurus, and I think thank you very much. Once again, thank you for giving the attention.
अन्सारी सर, थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. तुम्ही जे बोललात इमोशन्स, ते नसलं तर काहीच नाहीये. आणि सगळ्यांनी जर ट्रान्झॅक्शनल व्हायचं ठरवलं तर मग इट्स गो टू बी अ बिग हेवॉक.
मी फक्त एक शब्द बोलायचं
हो.
होतं. जोशींनी रेफरन्स दिलाय माझ्या पुस्तकाचा बँकिंग बियॉन्ड बॉर्डर. इट हॅज नथिंग टू डू विथ द इंटरनॅशनल बँकिंग. लोकांना वाटतं बॉर्डर्स म्हणजे इट्स ऑल अबाउट दॅट हाऊ यू थिंक बियॉन्ड व्हॉट इज एक्सपेक्टेड इन द नॉर्मल कोर्स. तर मी माझ्या करिअरमध्ये कसं वागत राहिलो at all levels of my career, that is what is captured there. And unless you are thinking out of the box, you have to constantly think out of the box and prepare yourself to achieve what you think. Thank you.
I thank all of you all for coming here, the younger generation. It's so nice to see you all. I thank the management, Mr. Yogesh Pawarji, Sawan Sahib, Dr. Bhosle, Rajendra Rao Sahib, Tansari Sahib, Rajiv Joshi Sahib, and of course my staff and Maharashtra Times. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's stand for our national anthem.
दोन मिनिटं स्टुडंट, 2 मिनिटं आपण थांबूया. स्टुडंटचे काही डाऊट्स असतील, त्यांना काही क्वेश्चन्स विचारायचे असतील, आता एवढं सगळं नॉलेज मिळालं तर अर्थात काही ना काहीतरी शंका असतील, तर स्टुडंट मधून कोणाला क्वेश्चन्स आहेत का?
आणि निसंकोच विचारा.
फील्ड मधले एक्सपर्ट्स आपल्यासोबत आहेत, त्यामुळे
तुम्हाला काही क्वेरीज असतील, क्वेश्चन्स असतील या करिअरच्या संदर्भामध्ये तर तुम्ही विचारू शकता. प्लीज गो अहेड.
Any questions, parents, students? Yeah, over here.
साहेबांनी सांगितलं क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, त्याचे मला काय लक्षात नाही आलं एवढं.
आय थिंक मराठीत सांगायचं म्हटल्यानंतर की आपण नॅचरली आपल्याला अगदी आपल्या संतांनी सांगितलंय की जे इथे असतं ते जिभेमधून बाहेर येतं, राईट? तर त्याच्यामध्ये आमच्या ऑर्गनायझेशनमध्ये सुद्धा तुम्हाला माहिती असेल की ज्यावेळेला आम्ही म्हणजे तुमच्या मुलांना माहिती असेल की प्रमोशन कसं मिळतं, इन्क्रीमेंट किती मिळते, एखाद्याला कमी मिळते, एखाद्याला जास्त मिळते. तर मग तिथे त्या एप्रिल महिन्यामध्ये थोडेसे हार्ट बर्न्स होतात लोक. मग ते त्याला तसं का मिळालं हे तिथे फक्त काय म्हणतात त्याला बोट दाखवण्यापेक्षा आपण त्याचं अनालिसिस करून मग त्याचं काही वेगळं ऍप्टिट्यूड आहे का, जसं साहेबांनी सांगितलं. मग तिथे ते क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग येतं. थिंकिंग म्हणजे काय की बाबा हा जॉब करण्यासाठी जे मला विचार लागतो आणि ते विचार माझ्या कम्युनिकेशन मधून बाहेर कंपनीमध्ये येतं, त्याला ते जे वरची ऑथॉरिटी असते ते कॅप्चर करतात. आता मी तुम्हाला करिअरच्या संदर्भात सांगितलं, पण हे आपल्या जीवनामध्ये पण आता तुम्ही आमच्यापेक्षा मोठे आहात तर तुम्हाला माहितीच आहे की घरामध्ये जर सौख्य नांदायचं असेल, आता हे आपले संत सांगतात आणि मी ते अडॉप्ट करतो कारण मॅनेजमेंट मध्ये तेच सांगतो, घरामध्ये जर सौख्य नांदायचं असेल तर संध्याकाळी आल्यानंतर मुलगा मुलगी करता जे काही घरची गृहिणी असेल त्या सगळ्यांनी जर विचार करून बाबा नाही आज आपल्याला प्रेझेंट वातावरण ठेवायचं आहे, संध्याकाळच्या वेळेला देवाला आपलं मराठी जे काही आपले संस्कार असतील कुठल्याही धर्मामध्ये संध्याकाळच्या वेळेला देवाला बत्तीला प्रसन्न वाटतं, हे त्यावरची क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग आहे. जास्त आरडाओरड नको, कारण डिपेंडिंग ऑन घराचं कॉन्फिगरेशन काय त्यावेळेची क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग आहे. आणि त्यामुळे तुमचं रिझल्ट काय होतं की संपाला बरं वाटतं. आणि आणखी एक मी फिलॉसॉफी नेहमी सांगतो, हे सगळं जे राडगाडगड चाललंय कशासाठी चाललंय मॅडम, मला लोक विचारतात अल्टिमेट काय, तर मला बरं वाटतं. आता बरं वाटण्याचं प्रत्येकाची लेवल वेगवेगळी आहे, बरोबर आहे, पण त्यावेळेला ती कृती केल्यामुळे मी तसा विचार केला आणि मला बरं वाटतं. दॅट इज नॉट क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग ऑर्गनायझेशनमध्ये. थँक्यू.
नमस्कार सर, माझं नाव कौस्तुभ कांडेकर आहे. माझं ग्रॅज्युएशन झालेलं आहे आणि मी GDCA एक्झाम दिली आहे, गव्हर्नमेंट डिप्लोमा कॉर्पोरेशन अँड अकाउंटन्सी, की जे की म्हणजे कॉर्पोरेटिव्ह बँकिंग, कॉर्पोरेटिव्ह सेक्टरचे बँकिंग जे आहे त्याच्यासाठी नेसेसरी असते. तर ते मी एक्झाम तरी ते एक्झाम आणि प्रायव्हेट जे बँकिंग आहे जसं ॲक्सिस बँक किंवा HDFC बँक, तर याचा माझा त्याच्याशी काही फायदा होऊ शकेल का? की कारण आता कसं पहिले IBPS थ्रू जे सेंट्रलाइज एक्झाम व्हायची, IBPS थ्रू कंडक्ट करायची. आता प्रत्येक बँक आपापल्यानुसार वेगवेगळे कंडक्ट करते एक्झाम. तर ते माझं याच्याशी काही म्हणजे होऊ शकतं का फायदा, की मला त्याच्या वेगळी एक्झाम द्यावीच लागेल? कारण कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर आणि प्रायव्हेट सेक्टर हे दोन्ही वेगवेगळे आहेत.
मी बँकिंग सेक्टरला विचारत होतो, पण मी आय कॅन फ्रॉम अ करिअर पॉईंट ऑफ व्ह्यू आय कॅन टेल यू, मी तुम्हाला सांगू शकतो की एकतर तुम्ही हे दोन्ही जे काही सर्टिफिकेशन केले ते फुकट जाणार नाही ही तुम्हाला गॅरंटी आहे. हा, फक्त एवढंच आहे की मी नेहमीच सांगतो, जसं तुम्ही नॉलेज एक्वायर केल्यानंतर, इनफॅक्ट आता मी तुम्हाला माझ्या मुलीचं एक्झाम्पल देतो. आय ऑलवेज लाईक टू गिव्ह रिअल लाईफ एक्झाम्पल, करेक्ट, म्हणजे आय एम ट्रेनिंग पीपल. तर तिने मोठमोठ्या डिग्र्या घेतल्या US मधून वगैरे, आणि समजा तुम्ही जरी टेक्निशियन असाल किंवा तुम्ही स्पेशलिस्ट असाल, पण तुमचं नॉलेज तुम्ही दुसऱ्यापर्यंत कसं पोहोचवताय त्याच्यावर तुमचं सक्सेस अवलंबून असतं. आता तुमच्या दोन्ही डिग्र्या तुम्ही समजा दोन्ही सर्टिफिकेशन जर केले की नाही, तर त्याच्यामध्ये एवढ्या ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज आहेत, पण हाऊ डू यू गेट देअर? तुमचा पहिला ब्रेक तुम्हाला मिळाला की त्यानंतर तुम्हाला जे माहिती आहे तर त्या कंपनीच्या किंवा त्या इन्स्टिट्यूटच्या किंवा त्या लेट्स से कुठली एजन्सी असेल, फायनान्शियल असेल, बट थोडा प्रायव्हेट एजन्सीज ऑल्सो ते की त्यांना त्याचा जो फायदा झाला ना, सो यू विल बी दी काइंड ऑफ ग्रेट टॅलेंट फॉर यू, करेक्ट. तर जस्ट मी तुम्हाला 5 मिनिटात सांगतो की तुमच्या एज्युकेशनच्या वरती तुमचं कम्युनिकेशन स्किल, तुमचं सेलिंग स्किल, सेलिंग इज नॉट ओनली सेलिंग दी प्रॉडक्ट, तुमच्या आयडिया कसं सेल करता तुम्ही ह्याच्यावर वर्क करा. यू विल गेट अ फॅन्टॅस्टिक ब्लेंड. या
तर मला अजून एक टंके साहेब सरांना विचारायचं होतं की सर, मग आता जर समजा कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर आणि हे तर बँकिंग सेक्टर तर दोन्ही वेगवेगळे आहेत, ठीक आहे. तर मला बँकिंग सेक्टरमध्ये तर एंट्री व्हायची असेल तर मला NISM थ्रू जे सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्स असतात, म्हणजे पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएट डिप्लोमा कोर्सेस, तर त्याचा मला फायदा होऊ शकेल का त्याच्यात, की जरी मला एक्झामवर द्यायला लागतील का?
मला वाटतं NISM चा फोकस सिक्युरिटी मार्केटकडे आहे.
Just as an example सांगितलं
I will suggest you बँकिंगचे जे सर्टिफिकेशन ते IIBF चे जास्त चांगले आहे. तर तुम्ही IIBF चे जे सर्टिफिकेशन आहे ते बँकिंग, NISM चे सर्टिफिकेशन मोस्टली ते आहे बिकॉज त्याचं नावच नॅशनल इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ सिक्युरिटीज मार्केट आहे. तर तुम्ही IIBF चे सर्टिफिकेशन बघा. आणि लेट मी टेल यू, वेदर कॉपरेटिव्ह सेक्टर और पब्लिक सेक्टर, आजच्या तारखेला प्रत्येक सेक्टरची ग्रोथ इतकी चांगली होते आहे. आज कॉपरेटिव्ह बँक्समध्ये तुम्ही जर अर्बन कॉपरेटिव्ह बँक बघितल्या, लेट्स टेक सारस्वत कॉपरेटिव्ह बँक. सारस्वत कॉपरेटिव्ह बँकेचा बिझनेस आज कुठल्याही एका मोठ्या बँकेच्या बरोबरीला आहे. सो there is enough opportunity for you to have a growth in the cooperative banks also. Having said that, तुमचे हे जे एज्युकेशन कॉपरेटिव्ह सेक्टरचं आहे ते तुम्हाला RRBs मध्ये एंट्रीला खूप छान उपयोगी पडेल. आणि तुम्हाला माहित असेल की नाव RRBs आर कन्सॉलिडेटेड. आता एक स्टेट करता एक RRB आहे, RRBचा साईज इटसेल्फ इतका मोठा झालेला आहे की ते जास्त पुढे पब्लिक सेक्टर आहे. तर त्याच्यामुळे डोंट थिंक की मी पब्लिक सेक्टरमध्ये नाही, RRB मध्ये आहे. RRB इटसेल्फ हॅज गॉट ह्यूज अपॉर्च्युनिटी. द ओनली थिंग इट इज रिस्ट्रिक्टेड स्टेट वाईज. तर त्या दृष्टीने तुम्ही IIBF चे कोर्सेस बघा, दे आर डेफिनेटली मोर बँकिंग ओरिएंटेड.
ओके, थँक्यू.
See, I would like to answer your question. What you have mentioned just now, what Mr. Tansale sir has said, IIBF and NISM. Let me tell you, हे जे कोर्सेस आहेत NISM आणि IIBF चे, आमच्या इन्स्टिट्यूटनी यांच्याबरोबर पार्टनरशिप केलेली आहे. आम्ही जो हा कोर्स जो लॉन्च करतोय बँकिंग अँड फायनान्सचा हे 2 वर्षाचा जो प्रोग्राम आहे, त्या 2 वर्षाच्या प्रोग्राममध्ये ज्यांना कोणाला बँकिंग क्षेत्रामध्ये जायचंय, त्या बँकिंग क्षेत्राशी निगडीत जी संस्था आहे, जी आता सरांनी सांगितले IIBM, आमचं त्यांच्याबरोबर टायअप आहे आणि आमचा हा जो करिक्युलम जो आहे, हा करिक्युलम तुम्ही ज्या वर्षी इथं आम्हाला MBA ला ऍडमिशन घ्याल त्या वर्षापासून त्यांचे कमीत कमी एक मिनिमम 3 सर्टिफिकेशन तुम्हाला या कोर्स सोबतच करायला मिळतील. सिमिलरली NISM मध्ये सुद्धा ज्या ज्या मुलांना इक्विटी रिलेटेड किंवा याच्यामध्ये जर करिअर करायचं असेल, आता सध्या काय परिस्थिती आहे, तुम्ही एखादा ग्रॅज्युएट असाल तर तुम्ही NISM चं वेगळे सर्टिफिकेशन करता, पण आमच्याकडे तसं नाहीये. आम्ही जो हा MBA बँकिंग अँड फायनान्सचा जो कोर्स आहे, याच्यामध्येच NISM चे 3 लेवलचे वेगवेगळे सर्टिफिकेटचे कंटेंट्स, करिक्युलम हे आमच्या कोर्समध्येच टाकलेले आहे. इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द करिक्युलम. आणि म्हणजे मुलांना ज्या वेळेला MBA डिग्री मिळेल त्यावेळेला ज्यांना बँकेमध्ये इंटरेस्ट आहे त्यांच्याकडे ऑलरेडी IIBM चे कमीत कमी 2 ते 3 सर्टिफिकेट ऑलरेडीच आहेत. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये कमीत कमी 3 महिने कुठल्या तरी बँकेमध्ये ते इंटर्नशिप करणार. आमच्या जवळजवळ आतापर्यंत पब्लिक सेक्टर बँकेबरोबर टायअप झालेला आहे, प्रायव्हेट सेक्टर बँकेमध्ये टायअप झालेला आहे, म्हणजे ते आमचे एज्युकेशनल पार्टनर्स आहेत. सिमिलरली हे ज्या NBFC कंपन्या आहेत, ज्या मोठमोठ्या ऍसेट मॅनेजमेंट कंपनी ज्याला आपण म्हणतो, HDFC आहे, ICICI आहे, एडलवाईज आहे, अशा जवळजवळ 8 ते 10 कंपन्यांबरोबर आमचं टायअप झालेलं आहे. म्हणजे मुलांना प्रॅक्टिकल नॉलेज मिळण्यासाठी ज्या वेळेला मुलं इथं थेरोटिकल शिकतात, त्याचबरोबर ते इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये म्हणजे बँकेमध्ये किंवा NBFC मध्ये तिकडे जाऊन ते प्रॅक्टिकल अनुभव पण घेणार. म्हणजे मुलगा ज्या वेळेला MBA कम्प्लीट करेल त्यावेळेला त्याच्याबरोबर ह्या वेगवेगळ्या संस्थेचे सर्टिफिकेट्स प्लस प्रॅक्टिकल अनुभव. आता मला माहित आहे की ज्या माणसाला एवढं नॉलेज आहे तो बेकार कधीच राहू शकणार नाही. तर तुम्ही आता जो तो GDCचा कोर्स तुम्ही जे सांगितलंय, मला वाटतं तो कंपनी सेक्रेटरीशिप रिलेटेड असावा किंवा अकाउंटन्सीशी रिलेटेड असावा.
हा, कॉर्पोरेटिव्ह सेक्टर्स मध्ये कॉर्पोरेटिव्ह सोसायटीच्या ऑडिटरसाठी कोर्स असतो.
बरोबर, पण त्याची वेगळी बॉडी आहे त्याची कॉर्पोरेटिव्हची.
पण हा कॉर्पोरेटिव्ह सेक्टरमध्ये बँकिंग मध्ये आणि कॉर्पोरेटिव्ह सोसायटीमध्ये पण जॉब लागू शकतो, त्या सोसायटी ऑडिटर म्हणून पण असू शकतो.
बरोबर आहे. त्याचं जे काही म्हणजे अपेक्स बॉडी असेल त्याची, त्या बॉडीच्या टच मधून किंवा त्यांच्या जे एक्झाम्स वगैरे जे असतील तर त्यावेळेला तुमच्या एज्युकेशन क्वालिफिकेशनचा नक्कीच फायदा होईल. अजून काही कोणाचे प्रश्न असतील तर निसंकोच विचारा, तुम्ही गेट इट क्लॅरिफाईड. येस,
ऑफकोर्स मी ते पॅरेंट्स म्हणून आलोय आणि माझं स्वतःचं इंजिनिअरिंग बॅकग्राऊंड आहे, पण मी माझ्या मुलीला विचार करतो की बँकिंगमध्ये काय करावं. शी इज इन 10 टू अर्ली. पण जसं इंजिनिअरिंग करताना आपल्याकडे ऑप्शन असतं की 12th नंतर आपण सायन्स घेऊ अँड देन गो टू डिग्री अँड देन गो टू मास्टर्स, किंवा अजून एक ऑप्शन असतं 10th नंतर डिप्लोमा करा, देन गो टू डिग्री अँड देन गो टू मास्टर्स. तर जेव्हा मी विचार करतो की हा फायनान्स करायचा कोर्सेस, शी इज इन 10, तर मला असं नेहमी वाटतं की 10th नंतर रादर दॅन गो टू कॉमर्स, जर का असा काही ऑप्शन आहे की तिथे डिप्लोमा असेल अँड देन गो टू ग्रॅज्युएशन अँड देन गो टू मास्टर्स, असे आहेत जेणेकरून ती डायरेक्टली फायनान्समध्ये इनिशियली रादर दॅन कॉमर्स असेल, ते काय होईल की वेळ भरपूर असतो कॉमर्समध्ये, की तसं कॉलेज झालं आणि नंतर मग पावला वेळ भरपूर असतो. तसं नाही करतो. असे काही ऑप्शन्स आपल्या करिअरमध्ये आहेत का हे मला माहिती नाही, त्याच्यामुळेच मी मेजरली आज ॲडमिशन आवडतो आफ्टर 10th. दुसरं ऑफकोर्स तिला आता मी इकॉनॉमिक्स आणि मॅथ्स हाच तिला 9th आणि 10th सब्जेक्ट दिलेला आहे. जर एक करिअरच्या दृष्टीने मी हा विचार करतो तर तसं काय ऑप्शन्स मला थोडंसं सांगावं.
म्हणजे इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन आहे तुमच्या क्वेश्चनचं. एक आन्सर जो आहे ना तो आजच्या ET मध्ये आहे. आज आम्ही सकाळी डिस्कस करत होतो. ETच्या पहिल्या पेजला कॉर्नरला आहे आणि उत्तर असं आहे त्याचं की पूर्वी म्हणजे ह्या सगळ्या मोठमोठ्या बी स्कूल्स आहेत IIMs वगैरे सारख्या, त्याच्यामध्ये जवळजवळ 65-70% बीटेकची मुलं जायची आणि ते त्यावेळेला चालत होतं. पण आता ज्या ऑर्गनायझेशन्सला जी मुलं पाहिजेत, करिअर आम्हाला जे पाहिजेत, तिथे आम्हाला ह्या बाकीच्या सगळ्या तुम्हाला सांगितलं ना, प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व्हिंग टेक्निक, अनालिसिस, ऍप्टिट्यूड काय आहे, कारण त्या लगेच त्याला ते अडॉप्ट करायला पाहिजे. सो तुम्ही आजचा जर डेटा पाहिला, आजचं न्यूज आहे ती, सगळ्या इन्स्टिट्यूटमध्ये जवळजवळ 50% नॉन इंजिनियर्सने ऍडमिशन घेतलेलं आहे. ओके, सो आय थिंक पॅरेंट्स, इट्स अ गुड क्वेश्चन फॉर ऑल पॅरेंट्स अँड इट्स अ डेटा दॅट इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी that you should have your kid in only science or only engineering to get to a better career. Okay, that is first. Second, I think आपल्या एज्युकेशन सिस्टम मध्ये थोडासा बदल होतोय, स्लो होतोय, पण जरूर होतोय. पूर्वी आपलं बीकॉम असायचं, आपण आमच्या वेळेस आय डोंट नो अबाउट नेक्स्ट जनरेशन, पण आमच्या वेळेस बीकॉम, BA, BSc, MA, MSc वगैरे असायचं. आता त्यांनी BMS आणलेलं आहे. ओके, सो नॅचरली तुम्हाला डिप्लोमा करण्यासाठी कमीत कमी 10वी-12वी नंतर तो डिप्लोमा असतो, करेक्ट. आणि 12वी पर्यंत तुम्हाला ते निवडावं लागतं, कॉमर्स, आर्ट्स, सायन्स ते निवडावं लागतं आपल्या आजच्या एज्युकेशन सिस्टम प्रमाणे. पण हे BMS हे जे बॅचलरचे कोर्सेस आले आहेत ना, दे आर ऍक्च्युअली लिटिल लोअर टू MBA. सो देर यू गेट अ ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह नॉलेज, दॅट इज व्हॉट इज अवेलेबल. पण सर्वात महत्वाची गोष्ट जी आम्ही हल्ली करतो ॲज अ करिअर गायडन्स इज तुमच्या पाल्याचं ऍप्टिट्यूड काय आहे हे टेस्ट करायला सध्या खूप चांगल्या टेस्ट आहेत. So if you really want to have opinion, first and second, I think ask her to go through a good aptitude test after she completes her 10th immediately after. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला मी सांगतो की माझं कॉन्फिडन्स आहे की 70-80% तुम्हाला हे खरंच कळतं की मुलीचं ऍप्टिट्यूड अनालिटिकल आहे, की तिला इकॉनॉमिक्स आवडतं, की तिला हिस्ट्री आवडते, जस्ट टू गेट हर बेसिक एज्युकेशन. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये मग थिंकिंग चांगली झाली, you can always go for MBA, like what I have said today. 50% I am MBA चा BA, BCom किंवा BMS असेच आहे. So I think that is what will solve your problem. But get help if you are, as a parent, if you have anxiety. There are good aptitude tests and which are very very good. They actually tell you 70-80% if not more as to मुलीचा कल कुठे आहे तुमच्या. आणि ती म्हणते हा मला हे आवडतं, मला हे करायला आवडतं. बाय द वे हल्ली मुलांचा कल तो 10वीला तुम्हाला एक वाटतो, 12वीला दुसरा पण असतो, तेही होतं. सो यू शुड ऍक्च्युअली ट्राय दॅट. म्हणजे तुम्हाला मी क्रिटिकल जर उत्तर पाहिजे असेल तर
नॉर्मली कुठे अवेलेबल
आहेत ना बऱ्याच विल ऍक्च्युअली टेल द इन्स्टिट्यूट, बट द नंबर ऑफ, इफ यू कॅन सी द ऍप्टिट्यूड टेस्ट अवेलेबल, यू जस्ट सर्च, यू विल गेट गुड रँक. मध्ये खूप आहेत चांगल्या आहेत. आणि पण NMIS मध्ये आमचे टेक्निकल कलिग्स आहेत, ही द डीन ऑफ दॅट प्लेस, ही डज द ऍप्टिट्यूड टेस्ट फॅन्टॅस्टिक. आणि त्याची सायकोमॅट्रिक पण असते. पण ऍप्टिट्यूड तुम्हाला सांगतं की तुमचं मॅथ्स मध्ये चांगला आहे, की तुमचं स्टेम, आपण US मध्ये गेल्यानंतर स्टेम म्हणतो, सायन्स, टेक्नॉलॉजी, इंजिनिअरिंग, मॅथमॅटिक्स, किंवा मग तुम्हाला हिस्ट्री, इकॉनॉमिक्स मध्ये चांगलं आहे. आणि या सगळ्यांना ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी आहे. आय होप आय आन्सर्ड. थँक्यू.
अजून कोणाला काही प्रश्न विचारायचे आहेत? एनी डाऊट? ओके, सो आपण आपल्या कार्यक्रमाच्या शेवटच्या टप्प्यात येऊया. मी वोट ऑफ थँक्स देण्यासाठी भोसले सरांना विनंती करते की त्यांनी मंचावर यावं.
आजचे चीफ गेस्ट अंसाळे सर, खूप छोट्याशा नोटीसमध्ये त्यांनी आमचं इन्व्हिटेशन ॲक्सेप्ट केलं. जास्त वेळ देता आला नाही, पण तरी पण त्यांनी आमचं इन्व्हिटेशन स्वीकारलं आणि ते इथे आले, त्याबद्दल त्यांचे खूप आभार. त्यानंतर आमचे दोन्ही स्पीकर, जोशी सर, खूपच चांगलं तुम्ही विषयाचं टच केलं, काय त्याच्यामध्ये अपॉर्च्युनिटीज आहेत एकदम डिटेलमध्ये, त्याबद्दल तुमचे पण आम्ही आभारी आहोत. आणि राजेंद्र घाट सरांचं सांगायचं म्हणजे त्यांना फक्त 2 दिवसाची नोटीस दिली होती आणि 2 दिवस म्हटलं मला माहिती नाही, तुम्हाला यावं लागेल. ही इज अ व्हेरी गुड स्पीकर आणि यांनी आमच्या इन्स्टिट्यूटमध्ये बरेचसे वेगवेगळे प्रोग्राम करतात, त्यांचे आम्ही आभारी आहोत. आणि तुम्हा सगळ्यांचे, तुम्ही आलात या ठिकाणी आणि याचा म्हणजे ऐकलं शांतपणे, त्याबद्दल आम्ही तुमचे पण इन्स्टिट्यूट तर्फे, आमच्या मराठा मंदिर ट्रस्ट तर्फे आम्ही सगळ्यांचे आभार व्यक्त करतो. थँक्यू.
स्टुडंटसाठी एक अनाउन्समेंट आहे. स्टुडंटला जे ब्रोशर देण्यात आले आहेत त्यामध्ये कुपन आहे. 201 रूम मध्ये सगळ्यांना चहा नाश्ता आहे. तर विद्यार्थ्यांनी 204 मध्ये 204 मध्ये चायना स्टेज व्यवस्था केली आहे आणि आपण सर्वांनी नॅशनल अँथम साठी उभं राहावे.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मागे, गाये तव जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
भारत माता की
जय.
सर्वांनी 204 मध्ये जाऊन स्नॅक्स घ्यावे आणि जर कोणाला कोर्सेस बद्दल किंवा अजून काही इन्फॉर्मेशन हवी असेल तर 201 मध्ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट साठी जावं. थँक्स.
अजून पुढे म्हटल्यानंतर ह्या सगळ्याच्या तुम्हाला ते किंवा खेडिंग आणि भेटत जाईल का लाईक तुमचं फुल टाईम ॲडमिशन नाही का म्हणायची ते सांगितलं नाही करायचं यू हॅव टू इट नंबर आहे माझ्या प्रोजेक्ट